Have you ever had that experience where you're out with people, but you still feel alone? You still feel lonely. It's like you're there, you're contributing to the conversation. You might even be making people laugh a bit. Maybe you're giving people advice and you're the capable one that everyone is turning to. But no one really knows what's actually going on in your life. And you come home and you realize you don't have anyone who truly knows the real you behind all the achievements. And then there's that moment when someone just asks you, how are you? And your mouth automatically says, fine. Or you might say, I'm good, but I'm busy. And these have just become socially accepted and normal responses to a very important question. Because you say you're fine, even though inside you have so much more to say. Maybe you're struggling and need support, or maybe something really great happened and you want to share that without downplaying it. Maybe you're just feeling complicated emotions that don't fit into, I'm just fine. But somehow your real answer just won't come out. And it won't come out because it doesn't feel safe enough. It doesn't feel safe enough to be real. And you've not really exercised that realness muscle in a very long time because your armor has been up before you can even remember. If you watched part 1 of this 2-part series, you discovered the 5 perfectionist patterns keeping you from forming the healthy and supportive friendships that you should have. Today, I'm showing you exactly how to break free from them. I want you to know that I lived this too. I was the one who had it all together. And to be honest, I had a right to be afraid, but I didn't live in confidence and courage until I learned what I'm about to share with you today. Your friendship struggles aren't just because you're too busy, too successful, or too picky. If you watch part 1, we uncovered the real reason you believe you have to earn your place in every friendship. And there are people who are keeping you trapped in that. You're trapped being the strong one who never needs help. And there are people supporting you staying there too because it benefits them. Or you're constantly performing instead of just being yourself. Something else I discussed with you is other women feeling threatened by your strength or success and demanding that you shrink. And then the last one was you judging others by the same impossible standards you judge yourself. All of these patterns come from the same root. You're in emotional survival mode. Somewhere along the way, you learned that being perfect meant being safe from rejection or abandonment, that being useful meant being worthy of love, that never needing anything meant never being abandoned and always being held in high regard. Think about when these beliefs took hold of you. Maybe achievement got you attention, but just being yourself didn't. Maybe keeping everyone happy guaranteed your belonging or safety. Maybe being the responsible one proved that you mattered. Your brain made these connections. That perfect equals loved, useful equals wanted, and strong equals safe. And when you're operating from this survival mode, when your whole sense of worth depends on performing these roles perfectly, real vulnerability becomes impossible. Letting people see your struggles feels like risking abandonment. Sharing your successes triggers other people's insecurities. Asking for help confirms your worst fear, that you're too much and yet not enough at the same time. So you stay stuck in these patterns, not because you want to, but because part of you genuinely believes they're keeping you safe, but they're not keeping you safe anymore. They're keeping you disconnected. And if you're nodding along right now, and this is hitting close to home, I get it. I've been there and I've walked so many women just like you through this exact journey. So you're in a safe place. No mask is needed here. No performance required. You are not broken. You are not too much. You are not cold. You're just trying to protect yourself the only way you know how. So if you're someone who feels like you constantly have to earn your place in friendships, always bringing something to the table, always being the one who has it all together, always proving your value, I get it. The shift you need isn't about doing more or doing less. It's about understanding that belonging is not something you earn, it's something you are. So what are the 5 transformational shifts needed to break free from the patterns that we discussed in part 1? The first is going from earning love to embodying worth. Paul Gilbert, who wrote The Compassionate Mind, a book that I will talk about in future videos, he talks about how we're literally wired for connection from the moment we're born. He shares that a baby doesn't earn love by being useful or impressive. They receive it just by existing. That's how connection is supposed to work, and that's what you need to get back to. But somewhere along the way, you learned that love had conditions. Maybe, like I said, you got praised for what you did, not who you were. Maybe being helpful meant being safe in your family. So now you're convinced that if you're not constantly contributing, you'll be abandoned or devalued. Something helpful to combat this is a truth anchor. Essentially, it's an internal statement that reminds you of who you are regardless of how others respond. For this pattern, your truth anchor might be, I belong in my friendships just by being me, not by what I bring. In addition to your truth anchor, you can also try this purposeless presence practice. Next time you're with your friends, show up empty-handed. Don't bring a drink. Don't offer to plan the next thing. Don't be the entertainer or be the one that has to fill all the silences. Just be there. Don't be the one that has all the answers. Just be there. One of my clients tried this and she was so uncomfortable. She said her whole body was screaming. It was screaming that she was not doing enough and that people needed her to do more. But after a few practices of this, she mentioned that her friends didn't withdraw from her. And actually, one of them mentioned that it was nice to just see her relaxing for once, because people can see and sense when we're performing to get our acceptance and our approval. So in that way, the great thing about this practice of purposeless presence is that if certain friends do the opposite to what my client's friend did, and they actually pressure you to go back to your old performing ways, if they make comments about you not contributing or make you feel guilty for just being present, and they keep nagging you about, well, why aren't you doing this or why aren't you doing that? Notice that. Take note. It's valuable information about whether these relationships have space for the real you or just the performing you. The second shift is to go from the strong one prison, always the strong one, to freedom. So let's talk about being the strong one. That's the friend who has it all together, who others come to for advice and who never seems to struggle. I know that armor well. It feels like strength, but really it's exhausting. And it's keeping you from the connection actually required for meaningful friendship. And many people will keep you there because it benefits them. It serves them. They have this person that will always listen, that will always be the strong one for them. But real strength isn't about always being okay. It's about being able to be yourself fearlessly without needing other people's approval or acceptance of who you are. That takes real courage. And that means sometimes you're strong and sometimes you're struggling, but you're always human. And when you're truly resilient, you can handle challenges and let people see when things are hard. But you learn that showing struggle equals danger or judgment from others. Perhaps you learned that other people's emotions took up all the space, so you made yourself small and just fine. So now when a friend asks, how are you? Your autopilot kicks in with, good, busy but good. And even when you have so much more you want to say, whether that's a challenge you're facing, a worry on your mind, or even just admitting you're tired, or good news, a win, a success, you just give fine. So shifting from the strong one prison, the prison of the strong one, to freedom, it starts with understanding that sharing your struggles isn't weakness, it's trust. When you let someone see that you're having a hard time, you're not burdening them. You're giving them the gift of being trusted with your real self. And research shows something beautiful. When we see others be vulnerable, we don't think less of them. We feel more connected to them. So shift 3 is about going from performance to presence. If you find yourself constantly on around friends, you can never just rest. You're always managing how you come across, choosing your words extra carefully, and trying to be the version of yourself you think they want. Know that you're not alone in this. So many of the women I work with who are outwardly strong and outwardly successful struggle with this. And like I said, I've had my journey in this too. But it's so exhausting because it's like you're the director, you're the actor, and the critic of your own life movie. And you can't ever just be fully present and feel safe in being fully present. You're running on what Paul Gilbert calls your drive system. It's the achievement-focused part that got you far in life. But friendship needs something totally different, just your actual authentic presence. Your friends don't need perfect you. They don't need impressive you. They need real you. If anyone doesn't want that, then seriously consider the purpose of that relationship or friendship. So when you're with friends, practice what I call messy middle sharing. Share something while you're still figuring it out, not after you have it all solved. Admit when you don't know something and share your process and your progress while you're in that messy middle. Let them see you change your mind on it. Let them see you course correct and be unsure and not have all the answers. You've decided that you don't need to be a finished product. The beauty of the messy middle sharing is that it breaks the performance pattern immediately. You can't curate or perfect something that's still in progress. You won't have time to try and make it be perfect. You're literally showing up as a work in progress while it's still happening, which is what we all are anyway. The fourth shift is to go from intimidation to boundaries. As discussed in part 1, when other women feel threatened by your success and pressure you to share your struggle so they can feel better, or make subtle attempts to bring you down a notch, it hurts. And it's tempting to either shrink yourself or build walls even higher. But their reaction isn't actually about you. When someone's in their own survival mode, another person's success feels like proof of their own unworthiness. And it's not logical, we know this. Their discomfort with your strength is really about their own relationship with achievement and self-worth. What do you do when they try to demand this vulnerability just to level the playing field? Well, you can actually just be vulnerable about your boundaries. That's what they wanted, right? I want to give you a formula that actually really helps in these scenarios. And that formula is to firstly share what you've learned. So why you have this approach to first building trust and building vulnerability gradually, all of which was discussed in part 1. So A, what you've learned. 2, how you now protect yourself. And then 3, what you value in friendship. So that could look something like this. I've learned that trust needs to be built gradually. And so I share personal things slowly over time. And because I really value friendships where both people feel safe, you can tailor this, tweak it to whatever works for you. But this is a rough framework and guideline to help when you're being badgered and pressured to be vulnerable before you feel safe and before trust has been built or people have earned the right to hear your story. Another example to help you figure out how to use this is something like, past experiences taught me to be selective about vulnerability. So that's what you've learned. And so I open up when it feels mutually safe. And that's how you now protect yourself. And I appreciate friends who understand that. And that's what you value in friendship. And the key is that third part, what you value in friendship, because you're using what's called affirming boundaries. So instead of just saying what you won't do, you're affirming what you will do and what you're working toward. You're not rejecting connection or that person. You're painting a picture of the kind of friendship you're available for. This helps the other person as well. It helps them understand that your boundary isn't about them personally. It's not personal. It's about creating the conditions where real friendship can actually grow between the two of you. You can have compassion for their insecurity while still protecting your own emotional safety. The final shift is going from judgment to curiosity, and all of these shifts map back to the 5 patterns that I discussed in the first video. So in this one, if you find yourself judging friends for not meeting your standards, that judgment is actually protecting you from real intimacy. Because if everyone falls short, you never have to risk truly letting them in, and it becomes a subconscious safety mechanism. The shift requires replacing judgment for curiosity. Your friend who might always be late, maybe she's struggling with time in ways that you don't understand yet. Or your friend who doesn't text back quick enough, maybe she's not uncaring, she's just overwhelmed, and texts right now just feel like one additional thing for her or him to have to worry about. When judgment starts to bubble up, just pause and ask yourself, what might be going on in their world that I can't see? Because we can't see everything. Then get even more curious and ask, how does this person show care in their own way, not my way? You're not lowering your standards or accepting treatment that hurts you. You're expanding your understanding of how different people show up in the world. There's a difference between someone who doesn't care and only shows up when they want something from you versus someone who just cares differently than you do. So doing all of this, removing your armor sharing in real time, setting boundaries, releasing judgment. It's incredibly difficult when you're stuck in emotional survival mode. When your whole body believes you need to be perfect to be safe, these shifts feel impossible and very scary. One powerful way to begin shifting out of survival mode combines self-compassion with what psychology calls co-regulation. Research shows that your nervous system can literally calibrate to the people around you. When we're around people who reinforce old patterns that are unhealthy, who expect us to perform, who need us to stay strong, who feel threatened by our success and our strength, we stay locked in survival mode. But when we're with people who accept us as we are, our nervous systems can finally relax. So try this. Take one of your perfectionist beliefs and create a compassionate rewrite. Because basically, you're rewriting your harsh inner rules with the kindness you'd show a good friend. Then once you have it written, say it out loud. And then this is crucial. Share this new belief and why you have established it with someone who loves you unconditionally. Not someone who needs you to be perfect, but someone who's proven they accept all of you. When you share your growth with supportive people, it reinforces the new pattern and helps it to stick. That's why getting good at identifying safe versus unsafe people is essential. If you keep trying to practice vulnerability with people who reinforce your wounds, you'll stay stuck. So far, you've learned powerful tools for each pattern. You've learned about truth anchors for when you feel you must earn your place. We've spoken about purpose as presence to break the earning cycle. Then there's the truthful check-ins we discussed to help you drop the strong one mask. Then there was the messy middle sharing to stop performing, and the boundary formula for handling other people's intimidation. And lastly, curiosity over judgment to expand your understanding. Drop a comment below and share which of these tools speaks to you the most right now. Most importantly, which friend in your life feels safe enough to practice this with? I want you to design a mini experiment. One small way you'll use one of these tools this week. Are you going to show up to coffee without bringing anything or having anything planned to share? Or maybe you'll share something that you're still figuring out. You'll do the messy middle. Just know that if you need help designing your experiment or you want support as you practice any of these shifts, I offer coaching sessions where we can create a personalized plan. The link for my bio site to book that is in the description below. Remember, you don't have to master all of this at once. Just pick one tool, one safe person, and one small experiment. If you've made it this far, you've already taken the first step out of survival mode, and you're a step closer to breaking the perfectionist and overachiever patterns that keep real, intimate friendships you can trust out of your life. Understanding that your friendship struggles aren't character flaws, but protective patterns, that alone is huge. So remember, in part 1, we identified the 5 perfectionist patterns keeping you isolated. Today, you've learned the shifts to break free from each one. Until next time, keep mastering what matters most.